Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Oh, let's attack and dominate here on a Monday. Tito with you. To my left, the General Bobby Carpenter. The other side of the glass, which used to be glass, but no longer is glass. Big Mo. Good morning, Bobby. How are you?
Oh, good morning, Thitoff. Doing well on this little crisp fall feeling Monday out there.
We have a big show lined up for you today. 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app and HD3. We are efforting to get us back up on Twitter and Facebook. You can download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. We're also replaying the show on the Fan 2, 1460 a.m. from 1 to 3 p.m. Morning Juice, sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. Bill Bender will join us. My sheet, Bobby, says 6:20, but because I always interrupt you during this date in history, probably closer to 6:25. But he will be on here in the second segment of the show. Latest polls are out. Ohio State #1 after their win over Penn State. Purdue's this week. Win over Penn State. Still #1. CFP first look is Tuesday. How shocked would you be, Bobby, if Ohio State is not #1 in the CFP?
I think it'd be pretty jarring, but I don't think that that's a reality that anybody's living in right now with everything. So they're overwhelmingly #1 in the AP. They looked good again, covered the spread against a Penn State team that was underperforming but yet still talented, and it wouldn't even been as close as it was had it not been for an ill-timed fumble, which led to 7 points the other way, as opposed to Ohio State potentially scoring before the half. So I don't think there's any realm where Ohio State's not #1. I don't think there's any realm where Indiana's not #2.
I think you're probably right about that. I mean, I understand that A&M and Alabama, and you have to balance
Alabama has a loss.
They do have a loss. But
against a team that's not good.
Right. First game of the season, they lost that one.
By 14. Well,
yes.
was it 31-17, I think the final score was?
I think that might be right.
Maybe Alabama got a late score, but it was a 14-point game. It was not a game that, and listen, you can kind of wipe that a little bit, and you can put them at 3.
Yeah.
Or 4. I guess probably 4 behind undefeated A&M.
A&M, yeah.
A&M is from, I haven't watched like a ton of A&M game film yet. They have a pretty manageable schedule as far as SEC standards go. I mean, it's not crazy with what they're having to deal with. So they've got some opportunity there, but I think them being at 3, okay. I don't know if they have any great wins. I don't know if anyone's saying that they're world beaters right
Notre
now.
Dame in South Bend was pretty good.
Yeah, I will say that. The Notre Dame game on the road was a elite win. But outside of that, I mean, that was what, week 2?
Week 2. Yeah,
yes,
week 2.
Week 2. And so, listen, they're very good, but I guess some of it goes with the perception and anticipation of what people thought they were going to be this year. And I guess largely when you look at it, no one was really thinking that they were going to be this juggernaut this season.
The big news in the NFL, the Browns didn't lose yesterday.
Then, I sat there and watched the Bengals game, and my son was like, Dad, they scored. They're going to come back. I go, there's close to a minute, buddy.
Right.
I go, the Bengals defense is terrible. And they had them 3rd and 10 before Loveland's 50-yard
nice tackling,
touchdown,
right?
Whatever it is.
Yeah, the Bengals lose 47-42. Bob, as I'm sitting there, so I'm at home and I'm typing up our show sheet, and one of the questions we asked you, what was more impressive, the Steelers win over Indy or the Bengals win over the Bears? And I had to delete because obviously the Bengals did not get the win over the Bears. The Steelers beat Indy 27-20. Baltimore played on Thursday. So Jaden Daniels dislocates his left elbow last night in the 38-14 blowout loss to Seattle, and he's getting an MRI today to figure out how long before he come back, if at all. Daniels got hurt when Washington was losing 38-7 with a little over 7.5 minutes left in the game.
People always say, should they still be in the game?
Yes.
In the NFL, you play. Like, that's what it is. You don't pull guys unless you're trying to get looks at other guys and your season is done. Like, I understand he's had injuries. I understand, the perception of what it looks like. And I didn't realize that was the case. But you leave your starter in to get reps and to let him play through it. He's still a young quarterback.
He's a young quarterback, though, who's coming off an injury already this year where he's missed some time. If
he wasn't healthy, he wouldn't be out there.
I understand that, Bob. But I'm trying to
That's
look
what
at
it is.
I know, but like there's football player mentality, football coach mentality, and then there's fan mentality.
That's fine.
And I got to believe fans are probably saying, like, why in the hell is he still out there when you're down 38-7 with 7 minutes 39 seconds left of the game, down by 31 points, and it's not like he's not an Iron Man. Obviously, he's already been hurt once and missed some games. And Washington needed a win in this game, down by 31 points, 7.5 minutes left. They're not going to get the win. So, and look, part of it too, he took off. He got sacked in the play. That's what happened there. But I don't know, Bob. I feel like Washington, if he's going to miss extended time, which I got to believe dislocated left elbow.
He's probably done. I don't know if he's done, but I bet at least a couple weeks.
Their season's done.
Probably.
Yeah, they're not going to make it now. So I wonder if they'll regret that or not.
The thing is, it's not like they were, however many games have they played this year?
This is week 9. They just finished up.
It's not like they're 7-2. Like,
No.
you need to get your young players reps, and they need to improve. And the only way that happens is by leaving them on the field. Like, there's always a risk of injury. Like, that's all part of it.
They fell to 3-6 now. They were 3-5 coming into the game, so now they're 3-6 in that one. And they are 3.5 games behind the Eagles for the division. And as far as playoffs go, take a look at the standings of the playoffs. The playoffs, they right now are the 13th best team in the NFC, well behind the Lions, who are the final playoff team at 5-3. So they're 2.5 games behind them as well. Cardinals, Cowboys tonight. In Major League Baseball over the weekend, the Dodgers won Game 7 of the World Series. They now have been the first repeat champion in quite some time. And now, Bobby, again, we're in a situation now when it comes to Ohio State where we've never had repeat World Series, repeat college football champions in the same season. So if the Buckeyes do that, if they hold serve and end up doing what we think they might do, that'd be the first time that happens. Jackets lost last night 3-2 to the Islanders. They're in Calgary on Wednesday. Ohio State hosts Ooey, not Ooey Pooey, Ooey, tonight at 6:30. It's Indiana University at Indianapolis, and that goes on this evening. So college basketball, a lot of games tonight as they get underway as well. Like I said, Bill Bender comes up later on in the show. We'll talk to him in the next segment, I should say. But right now, Bob, let's make people smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
You've got the task, Bobby, making me smarter. Not easy. Let's do it.
Now, let's see what we can do. It is Monday, November 3rd, the first Monday of the month. 307 days down, 58 days remaining. Now that we're in November, holiday shopping, it's here. We wanted to put the Christmas decorations up already. I've softened on this over time. I said we can put some internal things up. We're not putting the lights up outside yet.
When do you put those up? After Thanksgiving?
Yeah, you can put them up the weekend before, but they can't be turned on until after Thanksgiving.
All right, there we go.
That's my rule. This date's 1783. The American Continental Army is disbanded following the American Revolution. This date, 1908. William Howard Taft is elected president.
Don't.
He's from the state of Ohio.
Okay, I know you're going to ask me. What year was it?
1908.
27.
I mean, it's pretty remarkable that you were able to pull that out.
Was that 27?
Yeah. I mean,
look at that.
There you go. Howard Taft from Ohio.
Yeah, Howie.
He's your Eddie George president. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Now you can remember.
Good night, everybody. We're done.
You might want to walk out of here. That's literally the highest you're getting. FDR is elected for his second term in 1936.
Second of 4, right?
Yeah, 3.5, but he was elected 4 times.
Gotcha. Don't.
It was amazing when Shark and I educated Beam on that. He had no idea.
That, by the way, is shocking to me. That is shocking. He didn't know that.
Is it? I mean, I love
it
Beam.
is.
I love Beam, but that's the state of education right now.
That's
in our
fair.
Country.
That's fair.
But he didn't believe us.
Yeah, I know.
I was like,
no.
look it up.
Yeah.
So, you can only be twice. I was like, after him. Yeah. It was always just a precedent before. Then they actually had to write it into the U.S. Constitution. He was the 32nd president for those out there.
I'm so glad you didn't ask that because I didn't want to have to answer that one.
Well, I know. I wanted to let you out on a high note with everything. And then this day, 1957, in the space race, Sputnik 2 is launched with the first animal to orbit the Earth. You know what that animal was?
Monkey.
That was the
Chimpanzee.
That was the first to go up. The first to do a full orbit is, I believe, Laika is how it's pronounced. Laika, a dog in 1957.
Also now Herb Street's dog.
1957, a Soviet space dog named Laika became the first animal to orbit Earth. Laika was a 3-year-old stray Husky Spitz mix from the streets of Moscow, and she was recruited by the Soviet space program for her small size and calm temperament. Unfortunately for her, this mission was a one-way trip. The Soviets didn't design a way to bring her back down to Earth. With only 7 days worth of oxygen and a little bit of food on board, Laika launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan with a Russian Sputnik rocket. This was the same kind of rocket used to launch the first Sputnik satellite. She was alive when she reached orbit, but she died shortly afterward because the spacecraft's heat shield had broken off. Laika overheated before she had the chance to die of starvation or oxygen deprivation. And that's what happened on this day in space.
That's
morbid.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You didn't have a plan to get her back down. Maybe barreling into the Earth at like 1,000 miles an hour.
When they listed that she didn't die from starvation
Yeah.
or lack of water, it was definitely, it's like they planned she was going to die somehow.
Yeah.
It just happened to be that she burnt to death.
Yeah, the heat shield ripped off. So they learned that. I love that they said, captured on the streets of Moscow. I mean, they got a stray dog and threw it in the plane. We can say whatever
That's
we
how they
want.
get their soldiers too, right?
That's amazing.
Same way.
Unbelievable. This day, 1962. Wilt Chamberlain scores 72 against the Lakers. Then 1964, Lyndon B. Johnson was elected president. Care to take a stab on LBJ? He was after Kennedy.
35.
Kennedy was 35. He was 36. So not bad. Yeah. You just got to remember a couple in there and then
I know. You can
base people off of there.
extrapolate.
1964, Philadelphia votes to approve $25 million to build the vet.
Really? That's $25 million.
I mean, people always said it was a dump, and maybe because they built it for $25 million, but that was also in 1964. Of note, vet, the first professional sports stadium to have a drunk tank inside of it.
Outstanding.
This day, 1979, the Long Run album by the Eagles hits number 1. Here we go. Little banger by the Eagles there. This day, 1984, 5 years later, Caribbean Queen hits number 1 by Billy Ocean.
No more love on the run, Bobby.
Is that because he's settling down or because
Good question.
he's just done with love?
He might spin with love. I'm not sure on that one. Then he had the one for Romancing the Stone came out after that. He did the theme song for that movie.
He's got a couple of bangers
He
there.
does. He really. Caribbean Queen's a good song.
Oh, it's great. 1987, the Big Mac, Mark McGuire wins Rookie of the Year with 49 home runs and a $118 RBI.
Mark flied to center, then jumped on a breaking ball and doubled into the left field seats in the fifth inning. And that one may be it, way back, and there's your record. Mark McGuire puts the A's in front with his major league rookie record 39th home run. And the way he's done so many this year, Lon, first pitch.
Well, and it's interesting, too, that they had called him Marco Solo because of the base and empty home runs, but he hits a 2-run shot here.
Sutton didn't watch Steinbach's. He watched that one, and we'll watch it.
So that was number 39. I want to think, you probably don't have this in your notes. I'll look it up. I think Walt Dropo had the old record of 38 home runs as a rookie. He was 39th on that one they were taking. I know he had 49, like you mentioned, but I think that Walt Dropo may have had the most.
Here we go.
We'll look it up.
3 years later, Ice Ice Baby hits number 1 by Vanilla Ice.
There was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it.
Party was jumping. 1992, Bill Clinton is elected. What number?
Bill Clinton? Oh, come on, dude. Seriously? I was so excited. 42.
There you go.
Seriously?
Yeah. The blind squirrel got
That,
lice
dude. I'm
fucking
telling you
jet.
right now. That's amazing. I
There
pulled
you
that
go.
one out, too. I'm 2 for 3 today.
I mean, he's only a handful of presidents back, so it's
Yeah.
not like
I understand.
We're building rockets over here.
No, but
I
still.
didn't ask you, Zachary Taylor.
Frank Robinson and Wally Berger both had 38 home runs before McGuire hit his
you
big
go.
season, so I was off on that. Drove by 144 RBIs as a rookie. That was what I was thinking of.
Bodie took this day off in mourning.
Oh,
I
here we
want to
go.
say after like 38 or 40 years. It had been a long time, nearly 4 decades. Navy beats Notre Dame in triple overtime, 46-44.
So here we go again. Travis Thomas is back in at tailback. Thomas fighting, stopped, and this time it's official. The streak has ended at Notre Dame Stadium on November 3rd, 2007. For the first time since 1963, Navy has beaten Notre Dame.
1963 to 2007, 44 years, I'm guessing there.
That sounds right. That's the math, yeah.
It's a long, I think Roger Staubach may have been the quarterback.
You might be right back then, yeah.
I'm not joking. I told
Yeah, I
Bodie
think you're
that.
right, yeah.
Like, I think the last time they beat him was Roger Dodger
I
getting
think
it
you're right.
done.
And then he had to sell, like, wasn't it 5 years he was out
Yeah.
before he came in because they enforced the military
He
rule?
didn't sit out. He went and was
I
in
know.
the Navy.
Sorry, you're right, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like he just sitting at
It
home.
wasn't holding out. You're right.
They,
That's
they
fair.
had this little thing called Vietnam.
Yes,
going
they did.
on.
You're right. That's fair.
And then this day, 2014, One World Trade officially opens. I thought Bodie would have some sort of ribbon cutting ceremony there. Some birthdays today. Charles Brunson, born on this date, 1921. The Dirty Dozen, the Magnificent Seven Star, among others.
Just get out of my f***ing face. Who are you? We're still in the f***ing car. What's it to you?
Oh, jeez.
It's my car.
A little bit of older Charles Brunson right there from Death Wish.
So that's what he died in 03.
Yeah.
And they talk about the 3 tenors, like Pavarotti, right? Now, the third one they never remember.
Yeah.
As far as action stars go, as far as like guys like in that genre, I would say it's like, there's Eastwood, and then there's like Chuck Norris, and then the other guy is probably Bronson.
No John Wayne in there? We put Chuck Norris in there?
I'd put Chuck Norris in there first, yeah.
Chuck,
Overweight.
Chuck Norris was born the day prior to Germany surrendering in World War II.
That's why they did.
Yeah.
They saw that, yeah.
May 6th.
They saw the North Star. Yep.
1945.
Yep.
They realized what was coming.
Yeah.
This turning 76 today, the heavyweight champ, I believe, for 5 or 6 years in the mid-'80s, Larry Holmes.
We have a split decision.
It's a split decision. A split decision.
Scores 143, 142, Holmes.
One judge, 143, 142 Holmes. 1 point separating the fighters with that judge.
Scores 143, 142, Norton.
143, 142 Norton. It all depends on the final judge.
Scores it 143, 142 for the new
Larry Holmes has done it. He has done it. We have a new heavyweight champion in the world. A new heavyweight champion. We're going to Don King.
He held the good.
I think he was champion from like 78 to 86, 85.
78 to 85, yes. That's what WBC champion then. And they lost. He was 48-0. And like he was chasing Marciano's record.
Yeah.
Rocky Marciano. And then he lost to Michael Spinks. And I thought Holmes won that fight. I remember watching that. And then he fought Spinks again and lost the second time. That was more. I could see Spinks winning that one. But yeah, Holmes was going after Marciano's record.
Couldn't give it to him.
Didn't give it to him.
Couldn't get it done.
He was 49-0, I'm sorry, when he got beat by Spinks.
What was Rocky's 50?
50, I think, for his. I thought
Was
it
it
was
just
50.
50?
I thought it was just 50.
I thought it was 52, but you might be
I'm going
right.
to look. Go ahead.
Roseanne Barr turning 73 today.
So, all right. right, there we go. Cornflakes, girls. The most important ingredient in tonight's entree.
Why do we need that?
Well, how else do you think we're going to turn 2 pounds of ground beef into 11 pounds of mouth-watering meatloaf?
And the leftovers stay crunchy in milk.
All right, suck up, hand me a box there. We have to go for the generic. Why, it's nothing but second best for our family.
Wait a minute, my cereal at home is the name brand.
No, see, it's just a name brand box, and I've been refilling it with the cheap stuff since 1985.
You mean I've been eating generic Frankenberries?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, sugar. So anyways, all right, we got our hamburger, we got our cornflakes, we got our potatoes. I say we roll, huh?
Well, what about a vegetable?
Ketchup.
That's great. I was never allowed to watch that because my mom didn't think it was appropriate.
Marciano finished 49-0, and Holmes was 48-0, and he lost to Spinks. So he was trying to tie the record. And I was looking at this in 1983, as the heavyweight champion, right? He fought 4 times that year, which you never see. We fought on March 27th, May 20th, September 10th, and then November 25th. 4 times a heavyweight. That never will happen again.
Oh. Getting those paydays, Coach.
Yeah, I know.
Turning 72 today, one of my favorites, Dennis Miller.
Naturally, I've got to pee, so I'm in row 4. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to get up there. Guy in row 1 makes a break for it. He's in clean, but he doesn't have that much ground to travel. I've got to go from 4 up, you know, I'm like Red Grange in the old black and white newsreel footage. So I try to use him opening the door as a, distraction. As soon as, boom, I'm in there, he opens, I'm in, shot. I'm in there only to realize that he has had what I can only assume is a silhouette-altering bowel movement. You're just thinking, how did the smoke alarm not go off? Why wasn't there any yellow police tape out there? Then the plane starts moving back to the terminal. You've got to come out now to get back in your seat. Got to make that wasn't me face to all the people who are stuck in the waft zone.
That's beautiful. Dennis Miller.
Did you like him on Monday Night Football?
I loved him on Monday Night Football.
I thought he was good, too.
I enjoy Today in History, so I like Dennis Miller on Monday Night Football. Yeah. And I loved, if you ever heard him talk, and Al Michaels talk about after they had basically said that this was done, his references got so in depth and obscure. They were tremendous. He was trying to see if people would know what he was talking about. It was so awesome. I enjoyed it. He's not for everybody. I always liked Dennis Miller, and he used to have a sweet mullet back in the day.
Yes, he did.
Phil Simms, 2-time Super Bowl champ with the Giants, turning 70.
Do we give him credit for the second one?
He was on the team.
I know.
It was Hostetler's.
It was Hostetler, yeah.
I think he still has the Super Bowl record for completion percentage.
I think you're right, game. Yes.
He was like 18 to 21 or 21 to 24 or something like that. Something really pretty darn impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Brady Hoke, legendary Michigan coach, turning 67 today.
We are fortunate to have unbelievable rivalry games at Michigan. The Notre Dame game, that rivalry, which they're chickening out of, but...
Well, the series will go Michigan 24, Notre Dame 16-1 in this 42nd meeting. And the last play of the game is a pick. And it's Elijah Shoemate. Is this the way it's going to end? Talk about salt in the wound. Shoemate takes it back the other way to round out a 37-0 shutout. First time the Wolverines ever shut out in the history of this series. It took 42 meetings to do it, but it happens between Kelly and Hope on a picture-perfect night, literally, at Notre Dame Stadium.
A couple of legends there. Kelly and Hoke getting it done.
It's either I blocked it out, or as I'm getting older, I forget stuff. I didn't know he was from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, yeah, he's an Ohio guy.
And I also didn't know that he was an interim coach at Tennessee for 2 games.
I'm trying to think who would have gotten fired.
He went 0-2 in 2017.
Is that Butch Jones?
I was going to say, I think
it might be. Let me take a look here, see if we can find it here.
I feel like that was Butch Jones.
It might be.
D'Antonio would have been there from like 2004 to 2007 or 8. Kelly would have been there for like 3 or 4 years. What year did you say?
17. Butch Jones, yes. Got fired in his 5th year on November 12th. Brady Hoke, interim coach, rest of the season. They lost both games.
There you go.
But yeah, I'd forgotten totally that Brady Hoke had been an interim head coach there. They lost to LSU and Vanderbilt their last 2 games.
There you go. What year was that?
2017.
Okay.
And then went San Diego State after that for a while.
Yeah. Also born in this state, turning 42 years old. Penn State DN, longtime Kansas City Chief, Tamba Ali. Really good one over there as well. Some holidays, observances today. It is Cliche Day. It is Jellyfish Day. It is National Housewives Day, National Sandwich Day. Coincidence? Who knows? And SOS Day. And those, your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, November 3rd, the first Monday of the month, the 307th day of the year, and 58 days remaining in this 2025.
Well done, as always, General. Scientific question for you here now. If you get stung by a jellyfish, they say you can pee on it, right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
The ammonia is supposed to help, I guess.
If I pee on a jellyfish, will it kill it?
You know what? I've never really never had an opportunity to get a jellyfish out of the water to see if that.
I just wonder if that's the case.
That works.
We can look into that. We'll do it on the break. Coming up next, Bill Bender joins us. We'll talk to him about college football, NFL, and everything else that's on our minds. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever.
Wow.
That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice, Tito, Carpenter, Big Mo with you here today. Thanks so much for tuning in. And now we're joined by Bill Bender from Sporting News. Bill, good morning, my friend. And after Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, and Alabama, who's the next best team in college football? Do you know?
Well, I mean, you probably put Georgia there. And they've, their last 4 games, 10 points or less. And a little bit of a rabbit's foot going on for them. I thought the Florida guy caught the ball in the fourth quarter, and they get the over. They don't get the overturn. They don't rule that a completion, and Georgia gets another win. But I think when the college football playoff ranks, at least on Tuesday, Georgia will be number 5. They had the head-to-head victory against Ole Miss. That would be the next team I would say.
So as you look at this, Miami losing. ACC, I think, had a chance to be a 2-bid league. They might still a little bit, but both Georgia Tech and Miami falling. Which of those losses was more surprising to you, and how do you see that playing out?
I think Miami having 2 losses, and I was on this show a month ago saying that they were the team best built to challenge Ohio State, but that just means I never learn. I mean, I saw one of those memes yesterday with Miami with the hype in September, a couple crushing losses, a bowl victory. We repeat the cycle. I am stunned that they have 2 losses though, and the way that they lost against SMU, Carson Beck, bad throw in overtime. Mustangs take advantage. Georgia Tech had a loss built in, right? They had won enough close games that against Wake and Duke that. You had one of those built in. NC State played very well. More concerned with Georgia Tech's defense, but, I mean, Haynes King had over 500 yards of total offense, and they still lost the game. What it did say to me, Bobby, though, is that the ACC is probably a 1-bid league when all of this carnage happens.
Is the Big 12 a 2-bid league?
Possibly. And the reason I say that is if BYU and Texas Tech play Saturday, let's say Texas Tech wins, they're both 1-loss teams, and then those 2 teams go to the Big 12 championship, play another one. One of them has 2 losses, one of them has 1. Texas Tech, their margin of victory compares to Indiana and Ohio State and the best teams in college football. They did have that loss at Arizona State, but that was without Baron Morton. I mean, I thought it would be close against Kansas State, and they hammered them. So double-digit favorites. I think those 2 teams both could get in, and those 2 teams will obviously be in the top 12 of the first CFP rankings. They're both in the top 10 in the AP pool.
Very, very, very interesting. Do you think this basically solidifies Notre Dame getting in, Bill, assuming they take care of business?
Probably. If they go 10-2, it'd be hard to leave them out. It's one of the things, though, if you're a Miami fan, you're sitting there thinking, well, didn't we beat them? How are we right behind them? And some of it is the Miami losses and the way they're playing now, and some of it is Notre Dame, 6 straight double-digit victories. They didn't play great against Boston College, but if they get to 10 wins, they'd probably be looking at an at-large berth. Not a home game this year, certainly, but a second straight playoff berth under Marcus Freeman. And Jeremiah Love, the way that he's playing in that offense, he's been sensational the last couple of weeks. The Irish have a big one against Navy on Saturday, and the last chance to maybe beat them might be Pitt. So we could say they haven't played any ranked teams, but if they get to 10 wins, they're probably in.
Bill Bender joins us Sporting News right now here on Morning Juice. And does USC have a realistic shot at making the CFP?
It's just getting to 10 wins. If you get to 10 wins in the Big Ten or the SEC, it's going to be hard to leave you out. They still got to play Oregon. They were able to win. Obviously, Raiola's injury didn't help Nebraska any. They've played ranked teams the last 3 games. I mean, Illinois is not ranked now, but and that win against Michigan will help down the stretch. So USC, they have to do one more trip this week against Northwestern. They do. And then we get into their stretch where that Oregon game becomes very important. But I do think they could be, of the Big Ten teams trying to be that 4th team to get in, USC probably has the best chance, but they're going to have to beat Oregon to do it.
How surprised would you be at this point if Ohio State didn't win the national championship?
Pretty surprised, but that's what it's like that year where the NFL team with 14 or 15 wins, and sometimes they don't win it, but they've just been on point all year. I mean, Penn State only had 40 yards in the second half. I was just looking up before it came on. Carnell Tate the last 2 games averages 21.2 yards per catch with 286 yards. He's just been phenomenal. There was a catch he made Saturday where you're doing the things you're doing on a Saturday, looking through all the games, and I'm like, oh, there's Jeremiah Smith. Oh, wait, that's Carnell Tate. So when you have 2 of those guys making those plays, and Julian Sayin doing the things that he's doing, 2 legitimate Heisman Trophy candidates in Smith and Sayin, and a defense that just continues to do what they're doing, it's going to be hard not to pick Ohio State. Now, as you guys know, I mean, you can't take anything for granted, and they will get challenged along the way, but they do look a cut above everybody else.
Bill, 3 teams made jumps of at least 7 spots in the AP poll. Oklahoma jumped from 18 to 11, Texas jumped from 20 to 13, and Utah jumped from 24 to 17. Out of those 3 teams, who do you think has the best shot at making some noise in the CFP?
So I was accused of being a Texas homer.
You are.
By some friends of the week. Am I really?
No, I'm kidding. No, Bill, I'm kidding.
I got a Bevo hat in here somewhere in my.
Of course.
In my but no, the point I was trying to make is they beat Vanderbilt. Arch Manning played very well. I've liked their defense all season. They're the one defense that, I know it was first game, but kind of limited Ohio State. And I get Ohio State wasn't playing offense the way they are now. They have opportunities here against Georgia and Texas A&M. They would be the team that would force kind of let's say they lose to Georgia, beat Texas A&M, they finish 9-3. I think they would be a 3-loss team with a case, knowing that they stepped out and played Ohio State in the opener. They don't have like a horrible loss. They lost at Florida. It was a 1-score game. And I think if they were able to get in the playoffs because of that defense and Arch Manning's getting better and they have playmakers on the outside, that of those teams you mentioned, they'd be the one to watch. I am wearing burnt orange T-shirt right now, too.
So as we look at this, as you mentioned, how well Julian Sayin's playing, Diego Pavia did that. Obviously a frantic comeback, trying to get their win, trying to get a win this weekend. Who are your Heisman finalists at this point? If we had to just handicap that through today.
Well, there's the guys that'll be at the top. Like I was saying, Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith, Fernando Mendoza. His numbers are, part of the Indiana thing is their running game is relentless. They have 3 running backs, so Mendoza didn't have huge numbers, but I think Ty Simpson and him would be in the mix. And then the 2 guys that I would call team MVPs, Pavia is one of them. I mean, that was a 34-10 game, and he kind of not single-handedly, but he leads 3 touchdown drives. I thought Vanderbilt was going to recover that onside kick, too. It was just sitting on the field, and they would have had a chance there. And then I mentioned him earlier. If Georgia Tech were able to go to the playoff, Haynes King, every week, 200-plus passing yards, 100-plus rushing yards, tough kid, he'd be in the mix. But it's hard to say that Julian Sayin isn't the front runner right now based on just the completion percentage alone. Leads the nation in completion percentage, leads the nation in passer efficiency. He's been awesome all season.
Bill, appreciate the time, buddy. Thanks so much. We'll talk again next week after we get these CFP rankings out, and we can I don't know. I guess you can get your Texas tattoo.
That's next on the list. I'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks so much.
You bet. That was Bill Bender, Sporting News, joining us as he does every Monday. Make sure you tune in every week to check him out. Coming up next, Quick Hitters, Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. NFL revenues were at an all-time high in the latest fiscal year, with the league racking up a staggering $23 billion in total revenue. They sent around $416 million to each of the 32 franchises. That's up nearly 9% year over year. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, talk about how the NFL model correlates to local banking.
It's kind of weird to say, but the NFL model is similar to working with your local bank. Just like the NFL returns profits to its teams, by working with a locally owned bank, deposits are returned to that community in the form of business and consumer loans. It's a reinvestment that benefits the area in which we all live.
It is a total win-win for the community, the depositor, and the bank. Stop into our branch and see what a difference we can make together.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
It is Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby, Big Mo. And now we're going to do some quick hitters for you.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Bob, you might not know this. Big Mo, he is Pitbull when it comes to sports announcing in the state of Ohio. The dude's doing everything. He does pre-games, post-games, in-games, color commentary, play-by-play. He does it all. Big Mo, how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing wonderful. I had to call a game on Friday that ended 61-8.
Which game was that?
Of those playoff games.
It was Ridgedale at Gibsonburg. And Ridgedale has not been in the playoffs since 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Gibsonburg has been in probably 10 times since then.
What was Ridgedale's record?
Ridgedale was 6-4. They're D7. Region 26, and it was a pretty big deal for them, but this is after getting down to 12 teams, because obviously it was 16, and there's still that disparity.
That's why 8 teams was the number.
Yeah, it absolutely was, but it was a big deal for Ridgedale. But yeah, when you get to that point where it's 61-8, you got to figure. Second half, we just kind of talked about anything but the game.
Running clock,
Yeah, running clock. So it was a great time.
Do you like doing high school basketball or high school football more when you're doing the announcing?
I'll tell you what, I'm a football guy forever, so I can break down football really well, but basketball is a lot of fun to call, and I don't have a color guy for basketball, so it's just you. Just me calling the action, and that's a lot of fun, but I'm no Paul Keels. Let's just...
None of us are.
Yeah, put that right away. All right, guys. So Auburn has joined the plethora of teams that have decided to fire their coach. They have.
We didn't even get to that with Bill. Yeah,
they fired.
I wanted to save it, Bob. I intentionally.
He knew what he was doing, right?
Pro.
Fired Hugh Freeze after 2+ seasons. He had a 15-19 record at Auburn, and capped his career at Auburn with a listless home loss to Kentucky on Saturday. Now, Freeze will be owed $15.8 million on a buyout with no mitigation after he signed a 6-year, $49 million deal to replace Brian Harsin in 2022. And he is the 8th Power 4 coach to be fired this season. Bobby, I want to know, is Auburn one of those destination jobs, or when you have what's out there already, does it just fall down the list?
LSU, Penn State, Florida, maybe next. Arkansas right there. Va Tech, UCLA. I mean, it's a job with big expectations, but I don't think that they have near the financial support that in this 2025 era of college football, the NIL, that you need to be as successful as they perceive they should be. When expectations aren't aligned with the commitment, I guess, and the resources that are there may be the commitment, there just may not be the level of resources. It's really hard to win. I think that that's probably Auburn's biggest problem right now. The thing is that Kentucky loss was bad.
Yeah.
The rest of them, though, they had chances to win against a lot of good teams. They just weren't closing out. I thought they would keep Hugh Freeze. I don't think they wanted to fire him. I think that Kentucky loss forced their hand.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on that one, Bob. Losing 10-3 in that game, that was bad. And Auburn, the problem with the Auburn job is the expectations there are really not a reality. I mean, look, you had Bo Jackson play there. You won a national title under Cam Newton.
When played for another.
Yeah, played for another also. But I don't. I'm trying to think of what the Auburn equivalent in the Big Ten is. I think the Auburn equivalent, Wisconsin, maybe?
Jason Witten once told me that Auburn is Purdue.
Oh, I don't think they're Purdue.
Now, granted, this was in like 2007, coming off of like when Purdue was good.
Yes, when Purdue was decent. Yeah,
for like a 10-year stretch.
Yes, I can't see. I don't know. I don't think that they. I think they have the really high expectations by the fan base, and it's not realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Auburn,
they think they're on Alabama's level, and
they're not. They win a couple of times. Look, the kick six and the national championship. You're right. Those things are. Like, people think, oh, that's what Auburn's not that. Those were anomalies. Those were different kind of years. I don't expect that from Auburn on a regular basis.
All right. So we have this injury that's happened in Nebraska with Dylan Raiola.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, broken fibula, out for the season. Wanted to go back in the game, couldn't. Coach Matt Rule said that he wanted to return, but he couldn't run, so Rule decided it was unsafe to send him in. Now, Rule just signed back up with Nebraska, and you have this injury to Raiola. Tito, do you think that Nebraska made a mistake in tying up Rule, especially through the rest of this season,
mm-hmm.
or did Rule maybe make a mistake in agreeing to it?
I think Rule's smart for taking the job. Bob, I wondered about this last week when you weren't here, but I wondered about this. Did the fact they signed Rule to this extension, and we knew Rule was a candidate possibly for Penn State, and he signs this deal, and then he goes out and loses his 19th straight game against a ranked team, going back to his days at before he got to Nebraska. He's lost 19 straight now to ranked teams, and Nebraska overall has lost 29 straight. And I wonder going into the weekend, Bob, if on Monday Nebraska would regret signing up Rule to that number, or if Rule would regret it. And I got to believe, look, if I'm a Nebraska fan, I'm not convinced Rule's the guy.
Who is the guy then?
I don't know. I just don't know if it's Rule though.
He's better than what they've had. He's significantly better than what they've been.
Yeah,
the fact that they were playing this game, they lost. They had a lead late.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, they had a lot of problem under Scott Frost closing out games. Matt Rule has changed a lot of that. But if they go to 8-4 this year, which is probably where they'll finish, they could finish 9-3. If you look at their schedule, it's fairly manageable. No, they can't have any other clunkers. They maybe have one. But if you're Nebraska and you're 8-4, you have a chance to then build off of 8-4 to try to get to 10-2. Like they hadn't made. You know how long it's been since they made consecutive bowl games?
Oh, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been quite a while since they've done it. I know that. Yeah.
I mean, it's been like 15 years.
Yeah.
Bo Pelini was there. So that's my point. When you look at this, just he's got them in a good spot. And frankly, they had a coach that probably was going to be in the running for the Penn State job. I don't know who they're going to hire there unless the whole Joe Brady thing is all materializing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he regrets it. I think he would rather live there than in Happy Valley. I think they've got resources there behind it. And I think he is building something. Like it took them a while. People in Nebraska, I know this, are happy that he's there. They're happy that he stayed. And while they lost that game, and it was kind of heartbreaking on how it happened, you had a sense late in the game that you had a chance to win that thing. And like winning it was not a miracle. It was something that was expected.
Right.
Which goes to changing the level of expectations.
They are now, 6-3, like you mentioned, 3-3 in the Big Ten. Their last three games, they're at UCLA, have a bye week, at Penn State, host Iowa. It feels like 8-4 is probably where they're going to end up, I would think.
Show me the last time they've been 8-4.
But Bob, I guess what I'm asking is because it's a weird state that we're in now, that where 8-4 Nebraska is a good season, and so
they drove it to that.
I know they did. I realize that, but. Like, who do you which program has a better chance of competing for a national championship, Nebraska or Penn State? Like, say in the next 5 years, who would you think had the better chance?
You would say Penn State, based upon Penn State was a play away, a couple plays away last year in the semifinal. But also, they're going to have to rebuild their whole roster, rebuild their whole recruiting class. And it might be easier to recruit to Nebraska than it is to Penn State moving forward. I don't know. I mean, Penn State's in the middle of nowhere, and there's nothing around it. I mean, Lincoln at least has a couple 100,000 people. And when Matt Rule referenced that a couple weeks ago on the McAfee show, I go, he ain't leaving. Someone was like, why do you think that? I go, because that's something that Penn State doesn't have. They don't have population base there. Everybody to come into their game, it's driving. Like, there's nothing there. And so there's some difficulties, some challenges. Not that you can't win there. But I'd rather be 8-4 this year and staying in Nebraska than going to take back over Penn State at this point, trying to rebuild that thing. Because the other thing, Nebraska, if you go 9-3 next year, 10-2, and get a little better, that's great. Penn State's expecting you to win a national championship in 3 years, which might not be realistic.
No, and I agree. That's not realistic on that point. Yes, I do agree with you on that one. I don't think it is realistic. Some of the things that he has going in his favor, though, at Nebraska is...
James Rule did at Penn State, or James Franklin did at Penn State, where they're trying to get Matt Rule to do at Nebraska, which is make them a perennial contender.
Isn't it like that? And this is maybe where fan base stats be more realistic. If you think...
If you realize fan is short for fanatic.
I know it is. I know, Bob. I know I'm barking up the wrong tree on this one. The next few years, their non-conference schedule is a joke for Nebraska. Like next year's non-conference schedule, they got OU, Bowling Green, and North Dakota. Then they've got Northern Illinois, Miami, Ohio, and Northern Iowa. Then they've got UTEP, South Dakota State, Arizona. Like, it's a weak non-conference schedule. Those are 3 built-in wins every single year before getting into Big Ten play. And they've got a fairly favorable Big Ten schedule. But it just seems to me, Bob, like I don't think Nebraska will compete for a national championship game in my lifetime.
What does it mean compete? How do you define that?
I don't think we'll look at them and say this team could win the national championship.
It might be true. In a 12 or 16 team playoff, them getting into the playoff, especially in 12, I would say that's a huge win for them. And most people would view that then as them being able to compete, even if you're getting in as the 4th Big Ten team and really no realistic shot.
That's so interesting to me, Bob, that we're in that world now. We're like, Nebraska's that way.
We didn't get there overnight.
I know, but Nebraska's that way. USC is that way too, probably, Like it's the same kind of thing.
USC, I think, is a little different just because of the inherent recruiting base that you have.
Right.
But they have the reverse problem. They have better players in proximity, but nobody cares.
Right. Yeah.
Nebraska, everybody cares. It's just really hard to win in today's day and age without indigenous players like around you that you can grow up and like you can pull in. And they have like some, but they're always going to have to be recruiting out there. But they do have money, which you can now buy those players. So that's a little bit easier.
We got somebody in the chat, by the way. I think it's listening to the other show on the FM side because somebody has typed in Jenny Taft is married. I don't think we were talking about Jenny Taft at all, Bob. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but
yeah, I haven't brought up Jenny Taft.
I don't think I brought it up either. Anyway, do you think, money aside, and I know you hate hypotheticals, I know. Money aside, though, do you think Nebraska regrets going to the Big Ten? You took the money out of it and said you could be in the Big 12 right now.
Probably not now based upon what happened to the Big 12. But what they basically said, with how everything was going on, Nebraska left because they basically were saying, like, Texas and Oklahoma were now the center of the Big 12. And think about this, when the Big 12 was formed, Nebraska was the apex of that.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
They were mid-'90s national champs.
Yes, every year they're top 5. They were like Florida State back
by
then.
the mid-2000s, that had shifted, and all that power had swung south. And remember, they had the Big 12 North and the Big 12 South, which the Big 12 North was 6 of the 8 Big 8 schools that had merged in with the 4 Texas schools, and then they eventually just spun that all down to the Texas-Oklahoma side.
We'll keep an eye on that, what happens there with the Penn State job now. Yeah, it's hard telling who's going to be there with the fact that Cignetti re-upped and added years to his deal, and that now Rule did that.
Was there
Rule
anybody
Cignetti.
Else that I thought there was someone else that having the rule out. Maybe not, but those were 2 of the people that they thought were likely candidates.
Right. And again, as soon as Rule signed that extension, Lane Kiffin made more money. Wherever he's going to be, Lane Kiffin made more money after that. Every time something like that happens, Lane Kiffin makes more money. He gets either money added to his deal or he gets a bigger offer to go somewhere else even than he would have before, because now LSU and Florida and Penn State, not that Penn State would go after Kiffin, but LSU and Florida are both very desperate to go out there and grab Lane Kiffin, as that sweepstakes will kick off as soon as the season ends. And hour number 2, we'll do a deep dive in the Ohio State win over Penn State. Here from Brian Day. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Hey, does this sound like you where every step or reach is a reminder that it hurts? The pain is there. A reminder of what you're not able to do, how far you've drifted from that life you used to have and love where you didn't have the pain. Listen, if this is you, if this is a family member, you need to talk to them about it. You need to do what I did and go to QC Kinetics. They've got the answers for you, the relief without the scalpel, without the surgery. At QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power. The damaged tissue, it can be healed by itself. It's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story. The very cells in your body can help you get healed with no surgery, no pills, no long recovery, just remembering how to move and feel alive again so you can golf, hike, do all the stuff you love to do. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus or 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus, so be sure to check them out at 380-208-4544.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. It's football season, and just like on the field, success starts with the right game plan and the right team. That's why I'm proud to team up with Monogram Homes. They're the true custom home builder, bringing precision, creativity, and attention to every detail, just like we do on Saturdays. If you're ready to build, don't settle for standard. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS-FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. By the way, tomorrow at this time, it'll be a Schlegel Day.
You know what? That's going to be interesting. Not that he can't do it. He should. He's flying out with us today, so he'll be in New Jersey.
Do I have to check on him to make sure he's going to be on?
You may want to throw him a text. I'm not going to be on, so I'm going to leave that to you. I'll mention it to him today.
What time are you guys flying out today?
1 o'clock.
All right, I'll get a hold of him, then I'll find out and see if he's going to be here or not. It's you guys have got a long day tomorrow, long couple of days ahead of you there, so we will certainly be thinking about you, Bob. Ohio State, Penn State this weekend. Ohio State wins that game 38-14. A little close early on, and it was I don't know if you caught this or not, Bob. You were in the stadium, right?
Yeah, that is accurate.
Okay. I guess there was a point in time where they showed Matt Patricia on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Crowd went nuts.
Showed Jim Knowles.
Then they showed Jim Knowles. The crowd started booing.
Yes.
That was classic.
Okay. Will anybody from Ohio State get in trouble for doing that or not?
What do you mean get in trouble? By who?
Look,
principal?
Okay. I'm just saying Ohio State, I know they try to remain a complete, classy run organization.
I thought it was an entertaining thing.
Entertaining, yes. But will there be backlash for that with Ohio State or not? Like,
okay, so you say backlash?
I know.
Like, who is in charge of the backlash? Is that like President Carter reprimanding someone? Like Ross Bjork reprimanding someone?
I would say Carter, maybe starting with Carter and going on down. Obviously the chain on that one. Where I wonder if anybody could talk to about that and say, hey, that was funny, but let's not do. We're better than that. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't think so, though.
Entertained me, but I'm also the guy who also thought that Ryan Day should go out in a Ric Flair outfit on the Jimmy Fallon show and yell woo.
I'm glad that you clarified that for everybody there. So.
I was like, no, like I know, like I'm telling you, like I know, Bob, that's me. I'm petty. I would do it absolutely 100%. I'm in favor of it, but I don't know if Ohio State, if their institution is. First of all, they don't want to be aligned with me, but I'm saying, is that something, though, that I don't know if somebody would be upset about that or say something?
I don't think so. I thought it was funny, and I thought it was entertaining. I think everybody else did, too.
Part of the game day experience.
Yeah.
You're right. That's right. Did you talk to Knowles at all? Did you see him at all?
I did not go down the field before the game, so I got in there just in time for the moment of silence, national anthem, and all of the stuff that was going on with that, and then went up and watched the game, and, bounced around, saw some friends, saw some people. Oh my gosh, his name is just escaping me now. Oh man, Ohio State linebacker, retired.
AJ Hawk.
No, not AJ. He's older. He played for the Denver Broncos for 13 years.
Gradishar.
Randy Gradishar. Thank you. Yeah, so he was there. So got a chance to talk to Randy. Down. One of my friends. He was sitting with one of my friends. So. Stopped down there, got to see him, and that was good. It was fun, exciting, and the game went about how I thought it would. I mean, Penn State squatted on the ball.
Yeah.
And they were good, had one good drive in them, which I thought that they would have. And the only way that you could keep it close was turnovers, and Ohio State turned the ball over. Penn State got it and scored before half. So instead of it probably being 24-7 at half, it was 17-14.
Yep.
And then Ohio State went out and promptly scored again and then got a stop and scored again. But, I mean, Penn State was not going to let them have more than 4 possessions a half.
The thing that I look at, Bob, and every year Ohio State does this. They started doing it at Knowles, and now it's continuing with Patricia, though, as far as the adjusts they make at the half. And I don't know off the top of my head what the number is, but Ohio State.
They have like 60 yards in the second half or something.
Something like that. But Ohio State outscores Penn State 21-0 there in the second half. And it seems like almost every game Ohio State is so good at doing that, making the adjustment at the half. I know they make great adjustments on the fly, too, and Patricia does a great job of that. But they also, though, they dominate second halves. Usually their defense does. Here's Ryan Day talking about his message to the team at halftime after they were down up 17-14 after 30 minutes.
And so the message at halftime, was that, if we take care of the football, we're going to win the game. If we turn the ball over some more, we're going to be in this game in the fourth quarter. So that was the first thing. The second thing was that, we needed to have a great drive to come out in the third quarter, and that great teams win in the second half. And that was really it. And I do want to say before we're done, again, how great the crowd was. I thought the crowd was in the stadium early. They were rocking early. They just, this season, I think Ross has done a great job with the game day atmosphere. And I feel like everybody understands when they have the ball how to be loud and just they're playing off the players. And when the players need the crowd's there. It gives our guys energy. And I could feel it in the second half. And so I just want to thank the crowd. Because at the Skull Session, we say, the band's got to do their job, the fans got to do their job, and we got to do our job. And I thought and everybody did today for a great win. So thank you.
Did you notice a huge difference in the atmosphere, Bob?
It got loud in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hear it was a pretty good for like a noon kick against an unranked team that was limping in there under 500, but still a very powerful jersey image. I thought it looked pretty good. I thought the noise was pretty solid. You could see that there was some confusion, and I thought that they obviously impacted it in a positive way.
Bo Jackson with 13 carries for 105 yards, averaged 8.1 yards a carry. C.J. Donaldson had 7 carries, 4 for Peoples, 4 for West. I thought West would get more carries than he did. But here is where Ryan Day was asked about if he's happy with the offensive line. Here's what Coach Day had to say.
Man, I'll have to watch it all, but, that is the good thing. We get to watch the iPad. I thought there was some plays that, when you're playing against, a team like Penn State who has a lot of talent, you're going to have some plays that aren't perfect. But I thought the strain to protect when you're pushing the ball down the field like we are, the first big play to Carnell, the one to Jeremiah, the other one to Carnell. I mean, those are probably 3.5 second plus plays. There's a lot of strain on those plays. So I thought that was well done. It was good to see us finish late in the game. I thought we really fit some runs up late and we're physical late. That was good. Sometimes the run game takes a little time. So was it perfect? No, but I thought the guys played hard, and there was a lot of good play in there.
C.J. Donaldson finished, like I said, 7 carries, 17 yards, the 1 touchdown, but also the 1 fumble. Do you think the offensive line looks a lot better than it did to start the season, or just about the same? I think the offensive line is fine. I'm not complaining about the offensive line at all. I'm saying, but I don't know how much they've improved, or if they're just still as good as they were the first couple weeks of the season.
I think that they've gotten better.
Yeah.
They're still working on the consistency stuff, the right guard. I'm going to have to go back, and when you're at the game, it's really hard to get a feel for everything that's going on because there's just so much there, and like the replays, and you're not getting some of the commentary and the expectation of it. So it's a little tougher to consume it all. And yesterday I did not have time to be able to go back and rewatch everything again. But I felt like there was some massive holes, and Julian has completed like 85% of his passes in that game and pushed the ball down the field. And to Ryan's point, when you push it down the field, those guys are fast, but it still takes 3 seconds, 3.5, 4 seconds to be able to run those patterns. And Penn State's pretty good up front, and the offensive line, I thought, did a good job blocking it up.
Carson Hinsman talked about how they've improved in the running game since the Wisconsin game.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of time, obviously, with the bye week to work on it. Today we, had a couple looks we didn't really anticipate, so now we learned and we got better on those again today. So continue to grow and shape our identity going into this latter half of the season will be important. So like I said, today was just another stepping stone and learning opportunity.
there's going to be a game, Bob, I got to believe, before the season wraps up, whenever that ends up being, that they're going to need to rely on the running game. Yeah. And a performance like this past weekend was good. It's good to have that in there. But at some point, though, and it's not going to be ideal weather conditions all the way through. Luckily, we get to the playoff, and Ohio State will be hopefully a 1 seed then, I would think, and then they'll get to play just some warm weather or dome environments. But it does seem to me like, though, at some point in time, it'll probably be the damn Michigan game at the end of the season, where Ohio State's going to need to lean on the run game more.
Well, and here's the thing. That's why they've been playing slow. That's why everything that they've done, you lean into the run game and lean into your defense. I mean, we know what the defense is going to be. It's just a function of, can you score 21 points, 17 points in a game? If you do that, you're winning these games. So that's the biggest piece they have. Yeah, they can win a game with that. There were some massive holes during that game opened up for the running backs. They've got to continue to improve and continue to work on stuff and make sure you're not putting the ball at risk. But they could get it done leading into that, I think, as a team. It's just when you're Jim Knowles, and I knew he couldn't help himself. He played so much man and put those guys in bad spots. And like,
being the game especially.
Okay, what are you doing, bud? You watched Carnell Tate last year at practice. You can double JJ, but you can't double them both.
And I wonder about that, Bob. So Knowles does that, and I think everybody was questioning, like, why would you try to go man on those situations like that? And is it ego or is it just necessity, you think? Or a little of both?
A little bit of ego, but part of it is, and I guess this would play into the ego of, we do what we do. Like, this is how we play.
Yeah.
And Knowles, his adjustments, they're not always the greatest sometimes with what happens. And that, he changed a little bit, but they still played a lot of man throughout most of the game.
Yeah, it didn't seem to make, but anyway, yes.
That was like the bane of Ohio State existence, is the fact that Knowles on any 3rd and 12, you're playing like tight man, you're giving up long shots. And against Georgia in the Peach Bowl, like giving up long balls, like that was it.
Here is Ryan Day when he was talking about the players had extra motivation going against Jim Knowles.
Honestly, no. I didn't feel any of that. Maybe, I guess, when the season started and when I was looking ahead, I thought maybe that would come into play, but it just didn't. I don't think any of our coaches or players were distracted by that.
I think he's lying. And I'm not saying that's not me calling him a liar. I guess I'm just saying, though, I think he mentioned human nature earlier in the week.
If someone's lying, then what would
that make him a liar? That's a great poll question right there. Can you lie without being a liar? I think that's a fair question, Bob. That's a big picture question there.
Interesting take.
I think you can lie and not be a liar. But Ryan Day talked earlier in the week about the human nature part of this, and even though they may not have, and I don't know if they did, if they talked about that at all as a team or as a coaching staff, but I thought that it was going to be important for Day, for Patricia, for the other guys on the defense that came back from last year to show that that Jim Knowles was not the reason they won last year, and that they can go out and perform at a level like this. And the offense, too. Look, if I'm an offensive player like Jeremiah Smith or something like that, and especially at Carnell Tate, you mentioned the single coverage stuff. It's like, dude, you know me. What are you doing? And so I got to believe it. Maybe subconsciously, he was lying. But I'm just saying, Bob, I got to believe that does play into this a little bit.
I think a little bit, but not like to the degree I think that Ryan was downplaying, because it's not to the degree that I think people anticipated. Part of that is probably Penn State wasn't as great as maybe we thought they were coming in.
Right.
So maybe the game didn't have quite the gravity around it. And then I think also coming off of a bye week, like you were preparing, you've been doing it for a while.
Right.
You had a good feel for it. I just feel like that some of those things probably allowed it to dissipate a little bit.
I remember hearing during the week that, and I can't remember where I heard this, but they were about Penn State, when you got coming off a bye week and giving Jim Knowles that much time to prepare, how he's going to do a lot of different things and throw some wrinkles.
Changed it up. They threw some stuff out.
They did. But by the way, Ohio State, I believe, also had a bye week, Bob. And so they could make their own adjustments on their end to maybe offset. If Ohio State didn't have a bye week, then maybe that'd be a different kind of, I won't say an advantage, but a different wrinkle on it. But the fact Ohio State also had obviously extended time off going into this, that I didn't think that Penn State having the bye week beforehand was that big of a deal. Here is Julian Sayin talking about where he's gotten better on the deep ball.
I think it's just practice. We talk about it all the time, and we practice it, we drill it, and we try to get better at it. And I think it shows up on Saturdays because of how much we work it during practice.
They clearly, as we're watching Ohio State,
the answer you were looking for.
Yeah, no, I'm saying clearly. Look, Ohio State though, if you watch them now, Bob, it becomes more and more obvious the fact that how vanilla they were against Texas by design. Early in the season, people said Ohio State's not opening up enough. They're playing too conservatively. It's all by design.
First-year starting quarterback, asking him to do a lot of stuff where maybe he sinks, maybe he swims.
Right.
But why find out if you don't need to?
And
so that's Ryan. He does a good job of teaching these guys to play and taking the training wheels off at the appropriate time and all those different stuff. Like he lets you build through that as opposed to saying, okay, well, you're the starter. Here's the full playbook. Let's go.
As far as this season goes, do you think that it has gone exactly the way Ryan Day would have scripted it?
I don't know if any coach was ever that happy, but I think largely they've been able, is what to probably echo his terms, they've been able to execute the plan of how they wanted to come in and what they wanted to do.
All along, Bob, I've wanted a chance to see Ohio State get challenged. And Texas was a challenge, yes.
You're over there like the T-Bob A-Bear world now.
T-Bob A-Bear, what's that?
Did you not see this on social media? For a guy that spends as much money there, he said being an Ohio State fan is boring.
Oh, no.
It's like there's nothing there. He goes, what gets your blood going? There's nothing that makes you feel alive.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think that, no, I'm not that way. But I'm just saying I wanted to see Ohio State get punched in the mouth at least once before the playoff starts.
What does that mean? Like you want to see them come out and not play well?
No. I want to see another team make Ohio State sweat. Okay?
So you want to see them not play well?
No, Bob, that sounds...
How do we get to that?
I don't know if it's realistic to think right now, based on how college football is this year, that's going to happen before the playoff. Obviously, with Michigan, that's always a possibility, but you look at who they have coming. I just don't see it. And like Bobby's saying, you would have to just play bad. And I get what you're saying, too. I don't think you want them to play bad.
No, I just want it to be close.
No, I just want to have adversity at some point. And I think that they may have had a little bit of it this week with the 17-14 halftime score. That may have been the closest we're going to get to that. Now, granted, the Texas game, it was only a 7-point win, but I never felt like Ohio State was really in trouble there.
It was 14-0 with 5 minutes to go in the game.
But if you're looking for that adversity, let's look at what they did in response to what happened in that first half.
Sure, yeah, no doubt.
So, I mean, I look at that like, okay, well, there you go. They answered the call, even though I don't think, sitting there in the stadium, I didn't think, oh, we're in trouble here.
Right.
But they answered the call, so there's some of that adversity I think we needed.
Was this the punchiest punch in the mouth they've had all year?
I think so. The fumble, and then they went and scored. It's 17-14. People that laid the 18.5-19 probably weren't feeling great about it. And then they, watched 3 plays into the second half. And there they are. They're about to score again. Oh, they just scored again. And then they're like, all right, 38-14, feeling pretty good. Based upon that Ohio State defense, I mean, they gave up 1 score, essentially.
Yeah, right.
You're going to give up 1 drive against a Penn State team that was motivated. If you want to sweat that off, just turn the heat up.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
You don't need the Buckeyes to help you out with that.
No, I know, Bob. I'm just saying I didn't want to see them go to the playoff without having a moment where they had to.
Start drinking more. People that drink a lot are heavy sweaters.
If I drink more than I do already, Bob, we're going to have a rock star death over here.
Diddy parties, they used to say you kept the heat up, so it was, a lot of sweat and moisture, self-lubrication.
Is that when they ran out of the baby oil?
I guess.
Do we know who the best team in the NFL is? We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby, Big Mo. Bob, continuing our conversation off the air there. The scheduling thing. And yes, if you look at Ohio State's schedule, like if you just looked at it right now, the teams they've played, it has not been that daunting of a schedule based on how the opponents were and where they're at this year. But
Illinois was ranked in the top 10 at one point this year.
Yes, they were.
Texas was ranked number 1 at one point. Yeah. By the way, Texas is now circled back to being 13 again.
Right.
After a narrow victory that somehow afforded them the opportunity to jump, 6 spots in the...
Yeah, 7 spots, yeah.
You
AP.
brought that up with Bill Bender, and no one really kind of addressed it. It's like, well, you barely won a game.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Vanderbilt's a good team, and I'm not taking that away. But you barely won a game against a team that was ranked, 9th when you beat them, and you jump 7 spots. That's where the inherent SEC bias. Like, oh, you must be great. You lost to another SEC school.
We are going to have big debates coming up, Bob, once the CFP stuff gets rolling, with how you compare some of the one-loss teams with each other and one-loss versus 2-loss teams, because they will look at schedule. And the scheduling thing, like Ohio State went out and scheduled Texas as a home and home. They've got Alabama on their schedule, a home and home coming up, Georgia. And Ohio State can't help the other, like what happens with other teams they're going to play. The same way, like, because it's so random with I don't say random, but there's a huge luck of the draw when it comes to your conference scheduling in all 4 of the big conferences.
The way they've done it, they were ridiculous. And Bo Bishop has said this multiple times. You get the SEC's like they're playing the hits. It's like Texas, Oklahoma. Like Oklahoma's schedule is crazy. It's like, but
sure,
Oklahoma, Tennessee, like Ohio State not playing USC for 2 years. In that, like, what are we doing? Put them on there. Why is Oregon not on the schedule this year?
Yeah.
Just play the hits.
No, I'm with you on that, Bob. But you also, I think they,
as much as UCLA is great, like play the hits.
They want to. There has to be some kind of balance involved with it. I got to believe in the decision making, but that's going to be interesting, Bob. When they come up with these rankings, when you look at like 1-loss Alabama has played a damn tough schedule. They lost a game they shouldn't have lost. They've played a damn tough schedule. How will that compare with other one-loss teams? And will they look at it that way? Or like, look, Indiana's got the biggest win in college football this year, I believe, the best win, I should say, when they won at Eugene the way they did. I think that's the best win in college football this year. And how do you balance that against undefeated Ohio State?
I mean, you could say Florida State has the best win. They beat the highest-ranked one-loss team.
Well, they beat Alabama in Tallahassee. Indiana won at Eugene.
By 14.
I know. Indiana won at Eugene.
They rushed on it for 2:15.
So I look at it, though, but I'm just saying, though, that because of the way these conference schedules are so unbalanced around. Indiana last year benefited so much from having a weak conference schedule. They lost their one game in the conference that they needed to win versus they beat all these other chump teams. And
chump teams, who are you, Clubber Lang?
That's what I have. Yes, pain. I just look at the
chump.
I look
at me, champ. You're just a
paper
chump.
champion. You're paper champion.
Hey, how you doing, pretty lady? Why don't you come over here and go to bed with a real man?
But, Bob, I think that's going to be an interesting debate, though, when that happens in that room and when they come out with the rank. Someone's going to complain and say, oh, my gosh, how is this 2-loss team ahead of this 1-loss team? Or how is this 1-loss team behind a 2-loss? All these things. You'll see the debates on that, and we got to look at the schedules.
People say Notre Dame is ranked ahead of Virginia. They're ranked ahead of Louisville, ranked ahead of Vanderbilt, or Vanderbilt's 2-loss now. Georgia Tech. I think Notre Dame, and it's funny, their national championship odds jumped significantly, I think, after Miami losing and Georgia Tech losing.
Yeah.
Because that helps assure them a way in. They had 2 losses. They played 2 really tough teams. All right?
Yeah.
They beat up a pretty decent USC team. I'm not going to sit here and say USC is a national championship contender.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that USC squad is a top 20. I would say somewhere between 13 on their best day and 17, 18, 19 on, down near the bottom.
I think where the debate would come in is once you get to the group of 8 represented, because then that's going to knock somebody out. And so I think that's where the biggest arguments will come.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yes. It
highest ranked non-power 4 is Memphis right now at 22, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what we're going to look at and say and see.
So right now they would knock out Virginia, I think.
Either Virginia or Notre Dame.
Well, no. Well, just based upon the AP.
Okay, yeah.
Check that. Here's going to be the problem, because you have BYU up there. Okay, so Texas Tech. I don't know if they'll get both of those in or not. I don't think so.
So it's 4 from the Big Ten, 4 from the SEC.
I don't know if it's 4. I think it's 3 for Big Ten.
The thing is, there's
3 for Big Ten.
I think it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting with Michigan and USC.
Well, I got to believe Michigan's going to lose to Ohio State, and I think USC loses at Oregon, which would put them both at 3 losses, right?
Yeah.
And so at that point, I don't.
That's why Nebraska winning this weekend would have been big.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been big.
Because they don't have USC or Oregon at the end of the year.
Watching that Buffalo-Kansas City game.
Finally got a Washington appearance, too.
Oh, Washington, yeah. Washington, look, they're a good team. They really are.
I don't think they'll lose any more than, I guess they've got Oregon.
Yeah, they got Oregon left. Yeah. I saw the stat last night, Bob, about Josh Allen. Josh Allen now has 72 career rushing touchdowns. It's a big number. I was shocked to hear Earl Campbell only has 74.
That's why I knew you were going to go there with who all he's better than running back wise.
Right. That's amazing to me to think that Allen's at that level, because I know it was like watching Earl. And as
people score a lot more now, which is part of it. You just go look at the average.
Oh yeah,
scores in NFL games. So that has changed significantly. And Earl really only had about 5 really good years.
They ran him to the ground after that. You're right. Yeah, he had those years where he had, well over 300 carries, and after his first, in his first 4 years, he scored 65 of those. No, that's not right. 13, 32, 45, 55. I got it. 55 touchdowns his first 4 years. Yeah. And then the rest of the way, he only had another 19. But yeah, so I saw that number. And I'm curious, Bob, do you think Buffalo is the best team in the NFL right now?
After watching last night, I'm not opposed to that conversation.
See,
I think that they would lead it. Who else did you say is better? They just beat Kansas City.
I know, and Detroit just lost a game to
I think
Minnesota.
Detroit's in that conversation, despite their loss.
Green Bay losing to Carolina. Green Bay's lost to Carolina now in Cleveland, which is awful for Green Bay.
They have 2 terrible losses.
Those are really bad
losses. They'd have some anchors.
There would be an argument then.
Yes, there would be. So, and honestly, Bob, I'm going to say this.
San Francisco's pretty good. When they get healthy, now I understand, like, Warner ain't coming back. Like, he's done for the year. But they're starting to get healthy, winning at the right time. They're kind of under the radar this year.
I'm not stroking them, but New England?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what they've been able to do, and Drake May's made such a huge leap.
Yeah.
They might be. Look, yeah, they looked. I know that Atlanta was in the game and New England only held on by like 1 point or whatever, but still, New England though getting that New England.
That was getting to a must win though for Atlanta. They're getting a little bit late with.
I think Atlanta is. Yeah.
I think you also have to. I mean, the Seahawks just.
Yeah.
Thitoff doesn't like Darnold.
Well, but I'll tell you what, maybe the best signing of the offseason.
Yeah.
Well, you say best signing, or I say worst move by the Vikings.
Well,
I know the Vikings got a win yesterday with J.J. McCarthy, but I'm saying that.
What do you want them just to pay Darnold a ton and sit your top 10 quarterback on the shelf?
Don't draft him in top 10 would be the big. That's the first mistake.
Okay, well, I mean,
once you've done that, now you have to do what you're going to do. I'm saying though,
you're looking as if they knew Sam Darnold was going to be this guy. Like Sam Darnold was the guy that had been run out of New York. Where was he at? Carolina.
Was he Carolina also with Baker for a while there also?
That's good for the Panthers. I mean, they had 2 guys.
But which is worse, the Panthers who had Mayfield and Darnold, or the Vikings who had Darnold and Jones?
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, Jones is tearing it up for Indianapolis now.
Right,
so.
But you look at it though, it's like if Minnesota's got great offensive mind and all this kind of stuff, why would they?
You can't pay them all.
I know.
And like Daniel Jones, part of it, he wanted to go play.
Yeah.
And like Sam Darnold, when you're doing that, you have to overpay that guy and give them a very strong contract because they're not idiots. They know you just drafted a quarterback in the first round, and at the first opportunity, you are going to get him back in the game. Like, you're not going to sit there and draft a guy just to sit on the bench.
The Jets couldn't develop Darnold.
I don't know if the Jets have developed anybody.
That's what I'm saying. The Jets couldn't do that.
Chad Pennington is like the lone. It was Joe Namath, then Chad Pennington.
Yeah. Well, you had Ken O'Brien.
Richard Todd.
For a little bit.
Richard Todd was there for a while. No, Bob, but I look at it, though, and it's like it looks bad on the Jets. Daniel Jones doing well looks bad on the Giants. Darnold doing what he's doing looks bad on the Vikings. And I know a lot of depends on the situation. We talked about this last week. The situation you get drafted into.
Yeah.
Is it a stable organization?
Get drafted into a bad organization with a head coach who, is scrambling to get something done. They're playing you. By the way, the higher you're drafted means the team's the worse they are generally.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's, a trade or something that happens there. But yeah, it is a bumpy situation.
Phil says, Phil J, Hall of Fame chatter says in the inaugural class for us, Philly's the best team in football.
I think Philly's good. They're in that conversation. I'd say there's 5 or 6 teams in there.
Yeah,
I put Buffalo near the top. Put Buffalo probably at the top, though. Maybe that's the recency bias of watching them last night and everything.
How many different personalities do the Steelers have? Because
that was Apex Steelers.
Yeah, it was.
When you're paying your defense more than anyone else in the
This is
NFL,
like the 4th straight year they've been that way.
Your defense has to be the best.
Yes.
Like, you can't overpay. You can't pay all that money to your defense and then just be like, oh, yeah, we're good with them being like 15th in the NFL. They have to make game-changing plays, and then you give it to Aaron Rodgers, who will win you the game.
Right.
But their offense isn't good enough, and Aaron's not young enough now to where he can go win it for you if your defense is going to be bad.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Yeah, Rodgers is now that dreaded title of game manager is what he really is.
I don't think he's a game manager. I just don't think he's somebody that can, like, shoulder the burden. And part of it is, like, who are the big players? Who are the great players on Pittsburgh's offense?
DK Metcalf.
Okay, and
And then we can probably stop there.
I had one blank space for you to put him in.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're going with Taylor Swift now. Get blank space, write the name. Write the name Jonnu Smith.
I think he makes those guys a little bit better because he gets the ball out of his hand. He doesn't turn it over.
Right.
He gives you a chance to win. I don't know if at this point in his career he could do this, but they also don't have the personnel for him to go out and throw for 350 yards.
Bob, when you look at the situation now, like say with Cincinnati, I know you said healthy guy, you play. Healthy guy, you play. But do the Bengals, should they be encouraging or discouraging Joe Burrow from playing again this season?
So here's the difference. Like Washington now is a must-win for them if they wanted to stay back in that thing. And you were still trying to, and part of it was, I said you're still trying to develop a quarterback who's in only a couple, second, third year starting.
Yep.
Joe Burrow's played a lot. Like him playing this year probably isn't helping you after that loss because that probably was the coup de grace of you getting in. You get that win, you feel better about life. I don't know. I need to see where they're at when he comes back. If there's any glimpse of hope.
They're 2.5 games right now behind the 7th place team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the last spot right now in the AFC. And so they're 11th, but two of the teams the teams they have to get past are Baltimore, Houston, Kansas City, and then obviously Jacksonville.
They played Baltimore twice, right?
Yes, I believe they do play Baltimore twice, if I'm mistaken.
I mean, hack them down if you do that.
They have their bye week, then they play at Pittsburgh, then they host New England, then they're at Baltimore on Thanksgiving in the evening there. Then they're at Buffalo. Then they host Baltimore. Ooh. Now, the last 3 games at Miami, host Arizona, host Cleveland, very winnable games. But these next 4,
How many
next
wins
5.
do they have?
Right now, they've got 3. They're 3-6. They've got that 5 games of at Pittsburgh, host New England, at Baltimore, at Buffalo, host Baltimore. Out of those 5, like when I say those 5,
4. You got to get to 10.
But I'm saying those 5, though.
The final 3 you can win, but you've got to win 4 of those next 5.
I'd be shocked if they win any of those next 5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I'd be shocked if they do.
I'd be shocked. I think they could probably win 1, maybe 2, but
at Pittsburgh won't be easy.
Depends on who you're getting.
Right. Yeah. The Sybil situation there. Host New England.
Aren't they kind of like the team that epitomizes that defense wins championships because they don't have one?
470 yesterday.
Their offense is amazing, but you score 42 points and you can't win a game.
Yeah.
I just don't see if that continues how they can. I mean, they may win maybe 3 games the rest of the way.
You're giving up a touchdown in less than 45 seconds when they had to drive 70 yards.
And it was only to make the damn tackle on Loveland. Like, it just was.
At least make him kick a field goal.
Yes, right.
Or wait.
No, it wouldn't feel. Yeah, because it was 42-41. Yes.
Yeah, but at least like, make him kick a field goal to beat you.
Right.
You gave up like a 55-yard touchdown pass to your tight end down the middle of the field on a 3rd and 10, by the way.
Bengals.
Maybe 3rd and more. They hadn't gotten any yards, nothing of substance.
I don't think the Bengals will do this, but I would, if I were the Bengals.
Trade Joe Burrow.
I would trade Hendrickson. I would look to move him.
I don't know why they did. Once Burrow got hurt, I would have traded him for sure.
Yes, I agree.
Him there, you didn't want to pay him.
He's got the one. It's up as a free agent after the season. I mean, I guess they could franchise him, I would guess, but still, I just, if I can get a high draft pick for him, I would do that. I don't like a 2nd round pick for Hendrickson.
You probably could have. I don't know.
Not now, yeah. I'm not sure on that one, but the Bengals' next 5 games are brutal. AFC North, though, even though the Bengals and Browns are really out of it, it'll be fun to watch down the stretch to see with that Pittsburgh-Baltimore stuff, and maybe Browns fans could just be happy that the Ravens are the original Browns. But
don't say that.
That's funny to say it. It really is.
No, it's not.
The Steelers being at 5-3, Ravens at 3-5, and they still play twice. Lots to get decided on that one.
One of my friends went to Halloween as Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson, by the way, is a his
wife went as a massage therapist.
I was going to say, was he in a towel?
In an unrelated story.
Yes.
She had the little lotion pumps on her hip. That sounds great. A little belt and just pump them right in there.
That's fantastic. Coming up next, we'll wrap things up and tell you what's got us juiced. We'll do that here coming up after the break.
Here we go. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town, the opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road in Dublin. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, folks, tell you guys Juice next. Morning Juice.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
When it comes to prostate cancer, go to pcf.org for the help you need to navigate this disease and make the right decisions for yourself. Go to pcf.org today.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common seasonal virus, but it can have major implications on a patient's heart health. Most RSV cases involve mild cold-like symptoms, but up to 160,000 adults are hospitalized each year for more serious cases. And RSV can escalate chronic health issues. If you're over the age of 60, talk to your doctor to find out if the new RSV vaccine is right for you. And learn more at heart.org/RSV.
Day one, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Final segment of the program. Thanks to all the chatters for being involved. Love you guys. Every day you guys bring it. It's awesome. We've got so many great chatters there, Bob, that are always in there. Little Italy, Emily, Patrick, all those guys. Jeff Rimmer's middle half. They all get inducted into that Hall of Fame. Now we'll tell people, though, what's T13. Sorry, I got that one, too. Tell them what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, Bob. Sources have told me today is Monday.
Yeah.
And I finally got this down. You go first.
Oh, Juiced weekend. I mean, Halloween weekend, always a lot of fun. Watching Arlington get a victory on Friday night was great. They're going to Pickerington North this Friday night, so excited to head out there and get a chance to check that out at a place that I got to play. I never played there. I don't think they were in existence.
I don't think they were there when you played now.
My dad coached there a number of times, and so being on the sidelines was fun and will be a good time. Really enjoyed that. Penn State game was fun. Little tight there in the middle, but Ryan always talks about winning the middle eight. They won the back half of the middle eight. Didn't really close out the first half the way they wanted to, but it was good. Another light sports weekend as we continue to kind of transition here, as winter sports are going to be picking up here this week. So we had that going for us, and then like I said, Halloween weekend fun party. We had the dude with a mechanical bull came, and we had him come, and he was mechanical bull / DJ. Did not even anticipate the DJ part with the smoke and the lights and lots of music. And thankfully my neighbors were gracious enough to not complain too much, although he did shut down at 11, so it wasn't like it was crazy late by any stretch. But a good time nonetheless. And then today, a little negative juices. A bunch of my teammates and I will be flying out to Newark Airport to go see Madison, New Jersey. As the next couple days I'll be off, and heading out there to go bury my friend and say goodbye there, and be able to see his family and pay our respects. So going to be a very emotional next couple of days, and it's one of the things I didn't have on my bingo card in 2025 that I'd be being a part of.
There's no goodbye, Bob.
Yeah, well, I get that.
You've
saying goodbye to my friend, and then live on through the stories. One of the other great things was there was two people that I ran into at the game. One person who I know, another person who I know they work at the stadium, and just telling me stories about Nick from in college 20 years ago, things that I did not know about but did not surprise me. Just how much fun that was. So it was great to hear that and to hear him live on, and that's the stuff that makes it good. So that's got me juiced today. Mo, what has Schleich got to say?
You know what, man? Chicks dig scars, man. I mean, I've been with Steph for almost 20 years. Guess what? She loves me for who I am. All the scars, all the baggage, all the crazy.
What crazy has to do with scars, but go ahead.
Well, first thing that has me juiced was being at the Buckeye game on Saturday, and got to meet Cristo Fernandez, who is Danny Rojas from Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay.
And we had just finished watching the whole series, so I was down on the sideline before the game, just doing my thing, and all of a sudden I'm like, he's standing right there. And when you're doing the media thing, you don't try to get pictures with people or anything, but I'm like, I've got to do this. My wife and I just finished watching this. Very nice gentleman, and I was down there when he was or the band was coming out. So Brutus had just done the skydive, which was amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was something else. I'm glad you brought that up.
That was amazing, and I've got to give it up to the athletic department and the game day staff. Just what they've done this year, I've loved all of it. But anyways, he was watching the band come out, and you could just see we get spoiled. We're used to this. And not that I ever get tired of seeing the band, but to see somebody see it for pretty much the first time and live, the look on his face, it just made me appreciate it even more. So that had me really juiced. I'm actually, this is going to sound bad, I'm kind of juiced that I don't have a football game to call, just because it's a busy time of year.
Yeah.
I will miss doing those Marion County games, but I'm about 3 weeks from starting basketball season, so it'll be starting right back up. I'm juiced because I went to my favorite local bar, and they had their new fall menu, and I got to try some new stuff, and it was glorious. They have this.
Shout them out. What's the name of the place?
It's Shovel City Drinkery in Marion, Ohio.
Right.
If you like just a classic old fashioned, they have it. They don't have a lot of domestics on draft. It's all craft brews, and they have more bourbon than you could shake a stick at. But they had this drink that was it was soju and that Japanese yogurt, the drinkable yogurt, and soda water.
Sounds exotic.
And it was just, I'm like, this is just great. So that was actually after having to go through the the painful game on Friday night,
right?
I just texted my wife on the way home because it's about a 2-hour drive, and I said, I need to stop and get a drink. So that's what I did. And they have me juiced because I love those guys. It's a great bar. Go check it out if you're ever in Marion. Just an amazing place.
You mentioned that drink, and I look, Bobby gave me the side eye, and we were at Sharks going away party. I ordered a Buffalo Trace with Coke. He just gave me a look like, what the hell are you doing? So I can't handle exotic drinks. I'm very basic, I guess, when it comes to things like Buffalo Trace is great.
Have you ever had Devil's Reserve?
I have not. I don't think
you probably have to have a little bit of a taste for tequila.
Yeah.
But this is tequila that has pineapple and habanero flavor.
Sounds great.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
All right, what's got me juiced? What does have me juiced is the way that the daylight savings thing kicked my butt this week. And only because it didn't kick my butt, it kicked my son's butt, because Artie still woke up at what would have been 6:30 in the morning, which is 5:30 in the morning on Sunday morning. It woke me up, and I couldn't get back to sleep. My body doesn't let me sleep in really anyway, but the fact that I had to explain to Artie.
Is that your CPAP or your body?
Yes, exactly it is, Bobby. You're right. But yeah, I had to explain to Artie about that. But it's been a chill kind of week and a half or so because of the no youth sports going on, really, except for Charlotte swimming. No practice to go to and things like that. That's been interesting. I'm excited about November.
Yeah.
The holiday season, I do love the holiday season. And getting ready to, with Thanksgiving and everything right around the corner.
November.
What's that?
I'll be gone till November.
That's fine. What's that from? I don't know what that's from. What is it? Is it a movie or a song?
Song.
Which song is it?
Oh, you're going to kill me here.
I'll probably
to look it up.
Probably heard clips of it.
Isn't that Counting Crows?
Yes.
Oh, Long December?
January, February, March, April, May. Yeah.
That's the Long December movie song. Okay, that's a good song. Anyway, so yeah, that going on for sure. But it's a great football month. We're going to have this coming up here, and I can't wait now. What I love about being November, now it's November 3rd, what I loved about being November 1st was that it's we can say, when's Ohio State play Michigan? They play them this month. We can now say this month. Yeah. We can do that. We can talk about that as well. But Ohio State basketball tipping off tonight. I'm excited to watch this team against UWE. UWE? Yeah, UWE would it be. Is there still an Indiana University, Purdue? Is there still UWE Pooey?
Yeah.
This is just
there is.
UWE. Okay.
I will be there tonight.
You will?
Yes.
Not that I am going to do anything with this, but Ohio State is favored by 30.5. I don't know which way I should lean
I hate
on
big
that.
lines in basketball. 30.5
is a big number. But anyway, Ohio State, I can't wait to watch that game and see how that plays out. I'm excited about that one. Tough loss for the Jackets yesterday, but still, they're playing very well this year. They lose on the road is not a big deal, but the fact that they have played well on the road this year and they're staying healthy, which are two huge things for them. I'm excited where the Jackets are at. And yeah, the fact football season going, you mentioned UA getting the win. They play at Pick North coming up this week. That'll be a very tough matchup for them, but the high school football season, the playoffs are always so much fun to follow as well.
The next 2 weeks in Central District for Division I there'll be a lot of good games there at the top. I'm excited to kind of see the top 5 or 6 teams are really good, and I think there's a decent amount of parity between them.
People in the chat, by the way, are praising Ross Bjork for the changes in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
all the flack he caught, from the older fans that were like.
Anytime, and he got it. Anytime you change something, there's going to be people that get upset about it. But, you try to make some of those changes. You try to figure out exactly what's gonna work and what doesn't. And the only way you do that is by trying some things like, hey, some of it doesn't work.
Right.
All right, that's fine. The Brutus stuff I thought was sweet. And someone goes, why did he do that? I'm like, why not?
Why not?
It was pretty awesome to see. It got everybody juiced up. I think the bell ringer has been a pretty cool thing.
I think so too.
Anytime you can bring back like other great that Urban do it this weekend.
Yeah.
I love them coming out as a team before the main, when they come out to work out to what is it?
It's Schlegs will know it.
Yeah, it's to Ozzy and Black Sabbath.
Yes.
Yeah, it just that gets my juices going more than anything else, I think.
Yeah, and that part is cool. Bob, have they announced the next bell ringer yet or not?
I don't believe that they have.
Okay.
Is it War Pigs?
War Pigs, yes. Yeah. War Pigs.
We come out to, yes. I don't know that they have yet with everything. I know Ross had a list of guys that they've kind of been working through and trying to figure this out. I say guys and girls of Ohio State fame and notoriety. So this was the inaugural year of getting that done. So I'm sure they'll keep working through some of them. So we have 2 more home games left with
UCLA and Rutgers.
Yeah, UCLA and then Rutgers before Michigan. But 5 games this month, and 3 of them are at home, which is pretty great.
Yeah, especially with that long drought where they weren't playing at home at all. It seemed like they're for
they had a bye week, 2 away games. I mean, it was just October was the tough one.
Yep. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the CFP tomorrow. We'll see how that plays out, and I'm curious to see where what Big Ten teams end up making like their. I can't remember. Do they go 25 deep in that?
Yes.
They do. They show us 25, right? 25. Yeah, that's full 25. So we'll see how many Big Ten teams are in there in the SEC and some of that debating, and that'll be a fun topic for us to cover later on this week. Thanks to all the juicers for joining us. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Big Mo, for filling in. And also Bill Bennett of Sporting News joining us. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. It's a Schleg's Day. He'll be on at 7. Well, Schleg's Day, ? I'll reach out to Schleg's and verify, but I got to believe he will be here. If not, Bobby will make him be here on the phone with us at 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll do that.